Good morning, thriving warriors. Let's see, how's that lighting? Here we are today, another day. Today is August 23rd, 2023. Here we are, beautiful Pahrump, or Pahrumpertucky, as the locals might say. Let's get started. Let's get our coffee as we're talking about why we are here. We are here to help you get from point A to point B. From where you are to someplace better, from Someday Isle to Successlandia. That's it, no big deal. Good morning, Greg. Wow, what a treat. One of my favorite people in the whole world, Greg Marlowe, is here. Everyone, Greg Marlowe is here. Hope everything is going well, Greg. How are things? Hopefully they're all going well. Okay, so here we are, point A going. Department of Career Services, just helping you get from where you are to someplace better. Let's start with our cup of coffee. Nope. Start with our deep breath. Open us up, get us ready to prepare for today's quick 10-minute little preparation for the day. Things are good. Good. Thongs are good, as Greg Boyle might say. So, deep cleansing breath. So prepare us to really focus, get prepared for the day. Next, is this podcast for you? So Greg, we've got a couple changes. We're always trying to improve things along the way here. Is this good for you? Is this good for you? Is this podcast meant for you? So here's how we figure out if this is for you. Number one, is God number one in your life? Okay, and are you successful or not successful? So there's two dimensions to this. God is number one, God is not number one. You're successful or not successful. Successful would mean you don't have to worry about going to work. You've got money, you've got bills paid, you've got insurance, you can go on vacation, stuff like that. Don't have to have $1 million. You could be on your pension, you could be on retirement. You just don't need to worry. You don't have to go out and make money. You don't have to do it. It's okay to want to do it, but you're successful. So you're either successful or not. God is number one or not. If God is number one and you're successful, if you answer yes here, God is number one and I'm successful, this podcast is not for you. This isn't for you. If God is number one and you're not successful, God is number one, but you're not successful, this podcast is not for you, because you already know that God is going to take care of everything. So you already have faith. God is number one. It's just a matter of time. God's gift to us is our life. Our gift to God is how we live our life. Okay? Now, let's say God is not number one, but you are successful. You're a successful person. God is not number one. Video is not for you. If you answer yes here, video is not for you. This podcast is not for you. However, quickly, because time is racing, we're at 4 minutes in. If God is not number one and you are not successful, that's who this podcast is designed for. People where God is not number one in their life and they are not successful. And guess what? I'm not the one who's going to help you get to the place where God is number one. That is for Desert Oasis Commission to do. I am going to help you on the other side to become successful. However, I would say it this way. If God is not number one in your life, you are not going to live life so that your gift is a life to God. God needs to be number one, and then things will flow from that. However, to get successful, to become successful, takes many things, but two things particularly that we'll focus on today. It takes two things. Number one, discipline. Discipline. You have to have discipline. You're not going to become successful, and success doesn't equal money. You're not going to become successful if you do not have discipline, self-discipline especially. If you do not have self-discipline, you can't become successful, because life is a journey, and you might have an initial success, but over time, if you don't have discipline, you will squander what you have. The second thing you need to do is learn from experts. Learn from experts. And that's what this podcast does. I'm not the expert. I'm just like a pilgrim. I'm just nobody. The experts are down in the description down below. And there are 20 of them, 20 things listed. No, there are 20 things listed. So one is, if you're not successful and God is not number one, the number one thing on our list is to call me for a 10-minute call so we can talk about the process to take, the path to get on where God is number one and you are successful. And then we have a whole bunch of other things, advice from an 80-year-old, which today is be a good winner. Don't know how that got dropped off. Be a good winner. Be a good winner. Then we have our online course, our neuroscience-oriented approach to success, practical exercise. Today we're not doing our Zoom class with Dennis. Condolences for the death of his father, who was led a great life, great inspiration, great role model, etc. Motivational video today. This is a keeper. This is a keeper. Integrity and confidence. This is one to put on the desktop, the home screen of your smartphone. Save it, watch it regularly. Jordan Peterson talks about lying. Mark Devine, Darren Hardy, talking about taking ownership, 100% ownership. You screw up, you take ownership of what you did, how you're going to not let it happen again. Luke 17:3. Today's TED Talk, Mark Dawes talking about the reticular activating system. This is week 2, day 3 of our 4-week course, our neuroscience-oriented approach to success. Day 3 of week 2, reticular activating system, which you will learn today that it is constantly scanning all information available to us, meaning we can see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, etc. All information available to us, constantly scanning all information available to us to support our beliefs. So if you have a belief, my name is Edward, and somebody says Edward, they're in the back of the room, I don't see them, I don't know what's going on, but they say Edward, they're going to get my attention. Why? Because my reticular activating system, which is a bundle of neurons about the size of my little finger in my brainstem, at the top of my brainstem, that is constantly scanning all information available to me to support my belief. And if I believe my name is Edward and somebody says Edward, they will get my attention even if I don't know anything about them, that they're there, etc. Inc. magazine. Let's see. Feel the thing never about. Okay, short. Feel. Okay, Inc. magazine. Feel like things never go your way. Science says lucky people do at least 3 things differently to spot and seize opportunities. Okay, very good, important read. These are experts. Seth Godin, Seth's blog. Good one about belief is contagious. I don't think we're going to have time to do that. Nope, because we're 9:42 in. Another good one, fable for today, the lion, the bear, and the fox. We have a prayer. So my message to you, you want to become successful. first you want God to be number one. Down below, Baraka Church link will help you. Got something under my contact. Baraka Church will help you put God as number one in your life. That's not my goal. That's my belief. That's my behavior. Help you get to the point of understanding that God's gift to you is your life. God's gift to us is our life. Our gift to God is how we live it. We don't live our life good to get a reward like to go to heaven. That is by grace and grace alone. We act good to please God. God's gift to us is our life. Our gift to God is how we live it. So if we live every day as if it's a gift to God, we'll do the things we need to do to become successful. Boom. I'm not going to say I know what God wants. God is beyond my ability to comprehend. But I'm going to tell you that if I have the belief that God's gift to me is my life, and my gift to God is how I live it, I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to live my day so that it is such that it will be a gift to God, not for a reward, simply as my gift to God to be pleasing to God. Okay, so we're 11:29 in. Simple message for today. Discipline. We want to become successful. My part in this two-part thing. God is number one. Desert Oasis Commission. That's their job. I don't know where it is in the Gospels, in the New Testament, but that it's like a body, right? You have a hand, you have a foot. Okay, so I'm like the toenail on the second toe from the right. Okay, to help you become successful. Success is a function of discipline, self-discipline, and learning from experts. If you learn from experts and you apply what the experts tell you, what will the result be? Another little meme, last meme coming from today's motivational video, is if you take a bunch of ingredients, flour, butter, yeast, baking soda, some other ingredients like raisins, oatmeal, whatever. You mix them up, water, you mix them up. You now have something different than you started with. You can't unmix that, right? You can't unmix it. It's mixed up, you can't unmix it. It's now this kind of doughy type thing. You cut it into little balls, you put the balls on a piece of parchment paper, you put that parchment paper in an oven at 350 degrees for 12 minutes, and you come out with something different. It's something way better. So that's kind of like discipline, self-discipline. Take these ingredients, information from experts, mix them together. You now have something different. Discipline is like the heat of the oven. Put it in there for a particular period of time. Boom, out comes something that's wonderful, better, and more important, you can never go back to who you were before. Okay, with that in mind, we'll focus on the format of this. We did our initial opening our mind. We now need to close with our attitude of gratitude. Let's write down in our book things that we are grateful for. So we can say, I'm so happy and grateful now that what? Attitude of gratitude. 3 things. Three simple tasks to do today. Our plan for today, again, spend an hour on the stuff down below. And we'll close by saying when this is over, when this podcast is over, when I say cut the second time, The thing to do is project yourself, visualize how you're going to, what you're going to do today. Visualize the next meeting, visualize how you want the day to be, and then go live it. That's it. No big deal. And with that, Navy SEAL maxim, how do we get from point A to point B? Well, one way, act such that yesterday was the only easy day. Push yourself just a little bit more today, be a little bit more helpful to somebody, a little bit more courteous, a little bit more meaning and purpose in your life, etc. Work another little bit longer at work, do a little bit more, do things that you didn't have to do. Show God that your gift to Him is how you behave. And lastly, if you're still here, that means God is not through with you yet. And with that, we will say end. Goodbye, Greg.